Thank you. Good morning. Thank you, Reverend Todd, for the introduction. It's good to be back with TCBA, even if it is virtual. Yes, it has been since I first went to the TCBA service in September of 1973. So it is, yes, like 48 years. And through those years, many things have happened. But the consistency is that TCBA you, was a viable Sangha and continues to be, and actually now a growing Sangha. And certainly appreciate the efforts of the minister's assistants, Todd Suchia, Chemi Onakura and Gail Wong. To have twice a month or every other week services certainly is much better than the 6 times a year that I used to visit TCBA. So things are moving forward, and certainly um, appreciate everyone and all the efforts. But today is Bodhi Day, and this is the Bodhi Day service. Today we celebrate the enlightenment of the historical Siddhartha Gautama being enlightened, becoming a Buddha. It was over 2,500 years ago. A man who was a prince renounced his throne and became an ascetic, searching for the meaning of life. For 6 long years, he attempted all the ascetic practices of the day, the meditations, the sleeping on a bed of nails, fasting down to 1 grain of rice a day. But finally realizing that such practices were not helping him, he decided to sit under a tree, a Bodhi tree, somewhat like a fig tree, and to meditate, either to die or to find the meaning of life. It was with such determination he decided to give it, an ultimatum, give it his all. And for 30 days, he struggled and struggled. And then it is said, on a clear morning, everything came into focus, and he clearly saw the meaning of life. He became enlightened. He became a Buddha. And then, for 5 more days, he struggled with the question of going to become a hermit in the mountaintop or to share his awakening experience with others. Finally, after those 5 additional days of struggle, he knew he should share this awakening with others. Fortunately for us, he did decide to share his experience. Today we have the religion known as Buddhism. On that day, he started the turning of the wheel of Dharma. And thus, he attained the title of Buddha. This is a title that means the enlightened one or the awakened one. And from being a normal human being with the name Siddhartha Gautama, he became the Buddha. And from that time, he's usually called Shakyamuni Buddha, or the Buddha of the Shaka clan. There is so much written about this story, and there are numerous versions of this story. And I've just shared my version of the story, but each version of the story has a different emphasis and has added meanings of layers to this legend. And legends are important to any religion. Legends are the stories that help people remember something important. I say this because there are stories and legends which are important in the development of our history. But there are a few key points that I really would like to expand upon. First, there is the point about those extra 5 days that the Buddha continued to sit under the Bodhi tree and to debate and to struggle whether he should share his experience or become a hermit. He had already reached enlightenment, realized enlightenment, and he could have selfishly kept that experience to himself. He could have enjoyed his enlightenment, gone up to a mountaintop, and enjoyed his fulfillment. Fortunately for us, he decided to share that experience. He realized the responsibility that would come with sharing enlightenment, to sharing the teaching. So without that decision to share the teachings, we would not have Buddhism today. It was out of compassion. Out of compassion, the Buddha decided the path to enlightenment should be shared. And for this, we are grateful. Today, we observe Bodhi Day as a way of remembering the importance of discovery. It is important to remember that Shakyamuni did not create enlightenment. Rather, he discovered it. Enlightenment was already there. He had to find it, to discover it. He showed us that the path to enlightenment could be available to all of us. Today we celebrate Bodhi Day as a reminder of enlightenment, a reminder of that experience that he had and that he shared. That is really the basis of Buddhism, is that we each have to find our own enlightenment. We each have to find, to discover enlightenment. Enlightenment is not something Shakyamuni created. No, it was already there and it's already here for all of us. That it needs to be discovered, to be found. Today, we look back with gratitude that Shakyamuni Buddha decided to share the teaching. And we can appreciate how fortunate we are to have the opportunity to hear and to learn about enlightenment. It took the struggles and determination of so many people to bring us from Shakyamuni Buddha to where we are today. Today we appreciate Shinran, who looked deeply into the Dharma of Shakyamuni Buddha. He showed us a way that for all us, ordinary beings, full of blind passions, yet we have a path, the Nembutsu path to enlightenment. Originally, it was thought we had to follow the exact footsteps to duplicate the life of the Buddha to find enlightenment. But it is in the teachings. It's in the teaching. Teaching is singular. We say teachings because it's, in English, it is plural, I think. But we have to think of it as one body of experience, of knowledge. It is really singular, the teaching. So within the teaching, Shinran saw the path for ordinary beings. And that is really the gift that he has given for us to be able to continue the path to enlightenment. It is important also to remember that each of us has to find our own path to enlightenment, just as Siddhartha did almost 2,600 years ago. And we continue to celebrate Bodhi Day. And for that, we are also very grateful. We have so much to appreciate and be grateful today as we celebrate Bodhi Day. Namo Amida Butsu, with gratitude and kindness beyond words. Namo Amida Butsu.